Hello to everyone. Today I am here with the same topic, part 2, that is develop field research instrument. If you are interested to have update videos on finance, banking, research and governance related topics, please do subscribe my channel. Process for developing any type of field research instrument. The process is systematic and iterative, ensuring your tool is valid and reliable. Step 1, revisit your research objective and question. Your instrument is derived from your research question. It's the operationalization of what you want to know. Important thing comes what you want to know. Research question, for example, your research question is, how does the introduction of a new software tool impact team productivity and morale? So it's your research question. Objective to measure productivity change, to assess user satisfaction, to identify the challenges in adoption. It's your objective. Here you are going to measure the productivity change impacts in terms of user satisfaction and which type of challenges they are going to face. Second step is choose your data collection method. The method delegates the type of instruments you create. For the quantitative data, number, statistics, use survey, questionnaire, structure observation, checklist. For the qualitative data, stories, meaning, depth, use the interviews, guide, focal group discussion, semi-structure observations, guide. Operationalize your concept, turn abstract idea into measurable items. Concept is moral. How to measure it? You can ask, what is your moral? Instead of break it down into the indicator. First indicator is job satisfaction. I am satisfied with my job. Here you have the letter K. Indicator 2, intend to leave. How likely are you seek a new job in the next year? That is related with the turnover. If a person is satisfied, definitely he will say that I am not interested to move. If not satisfied, he will quickly say, hopefully I am going to shift in the next year. Team cohesions, the member of my team support one and other. Now, what is the environment? If the team, they are working as a team, definitely all the members will be supportive for the other. If they are not working as a team, so you can have a clear indication either the people are working as a team or not. If they are supporting, they are working as a team. If they are not supporting, they are not working as a team. Drop the instruction, structure, create a logical flow, simple, complex, non-sensitive to sensitive. It's a flow. One workflow start from the simple and end as a complex. Other is from non-sensitive to the sensitive. Wording, use clear, neutral, and ambiguous language. Avoid the jargon and reading question. Format, design it to use friendly for both the researcher and the participants. So language should be simple and clear. Pilot test the instructions. This is non-negotiable. Test your instrument with a small, similar group that is not a part of your final sample. But again, that group should be a group of relevant professional people. Goal of the pilot, check for the clarity and understanding, time, how long it takes to complete, identify any awkward or leading question, test your data record and analyze process. Refine and finalize, analyze the pilot feedback and data, revise the instructions to fix all the identified issues. This step enhances the validity. Are you measuring what you are intent to measure? And the reliability, will you get constant result of your tool? Detailed example, post software implementation study. Let's imagine we are studying the impact of a new project management software. Let's call it FlowSoft on a team. Research question, how does implementation of FlowSoft affect the productivity and team dynamics within the marketing department? Example, instruction 1, quantitative. Employee survey. This is good for getting data from entire department that you can analyze uh, statically. Instrument, flow stop implementation survey. Section 1, Introduction and Consent. Hello, thank you for participating in this survey. This is, we are actually developing a questionnaire or a research instrument. Hello, thank you for your participating in this research. This research aims to understand your experience with the new FlowSoft project management tool. Your feedback is confidential and will be used solely to improve our work process. The survey will take appropriate 7 to 10 minutes to complete by proceeding your consent to participate. Section B, usage and the familiarity, screening or baseline. How long you been using FlowSoft? Less than 1 month, 1 to 3 months, 4 to 6 months, more than 6 months. On a typical day, how frequently do you use FlowSoft? Several times a day, about once a day, a few times a week, rarely or never. So these are the questions you have developed. Section D, impact on productivity, operationalizing productivity, scale, strongly disagree, disagree, neutral, agree, or strongly agree. FlowSoft has helped me complete tasks more quickly. Now here you have option 1 to 5. Next question is, FlowSoft has improved the organization of my work. Next up, I spend less time in status update meeting because of FlowSoft. The report feature in FlowSoft provides useful insight into my productivity. Next come impact of team dynamics, operationalizing team dynamic. Same 5-point lateral scale, that is strongly disagree, disagree, neutral, agree, and strongly agree. First question come, communication within my team has improved since using FlowSoft. It is easy to track team progress with FlowSoft. FlowSoft has created new misunderstanding or conflict within the team. Note, this is a negative word item to check for the respondent bias. On one side, we have placed all positive questions. Here, we have added a negative question. It can be for counter checking. Either the student participants are filling their questionnaire with sincerity or not. Section E, open-end feedback. What is the single biggest benefit you have experienced since Flowsoft was introduced? So it's the open-end. Answer will come in words. Again, what is the most significant challenge or the frustration you have faced with the flowchart? Again, it's the open-end. Next come demographic classification data. Which team you are in, drop down, content, social media, CEO, design, how long you being with the company, less than 1 year, 1 to 3 years, 4 years plus. Example, instrument 2, qualitative semi-structured interview guide. This is for conducting in-depth interview with the similar sample to get the why behind the survey number. So it is the other instrument that you can use. Now here, instrument is interview guide for Flowsoft. So it's the second instrument. Introduction and the warm-up. Reiterate the consent and the confidentiality. Thank you for your time. The goal of the conversation is to understand your personal experience with Flowsoft in more depth. Core question, onboarding and training. Can you walk me through your experience of learning, learning to use Flowsoft? What was helpful? What was lacking? Integration into daily work. Tell me about a typical day. How is Flowsoft woven into your workflow from start to finish? Prescribe impact. Can you give me a specific example of a time flow soft help you or your team complete a project? Can you give me a specific example of a time flow hidden you and create a problem? Next point come team communication. How, if at all, has Bluesoft changed the way you communicate with your teammates and managers? Challenges and workaround. What's the biggest challenge you have faced? Have you or your team developed any workarounds to make the software work for you? This is a powerful question for uncover hidden problem. You will have to read 4 questions at least 2 or 3 times and understand the significance of these questions because only viewing once it may not give you a clear understanding, but when you review it 2 or 3 times, it will bring the clarity and significance for your research. Conclusion question, if you could change one thing about Flowsoft, what would be and why? Is there anything about your experience with this software that will haven't talk about that you think is important for me to know? These are also powerful and concluding questions. According to your research topic, definitely, according to every topic, you will have to design your own questions. But I'm sure that this type of instrument will help you for the development of your research. Next part comes, that is developing on-site, on-road field research instrument. On-site and on-road field research is conducted for business startups or to bring the innovation within the existing business. Most of our businesses fail only having no insight about the environment, about the surrounding where they are going to start the business. Important thing for any business is to measure the target potential customer. If they didn't go for on-site or on-road field research, they will never be able to find their potential and valued customers. Key to business success is the appropriate market research or the business intelligence that help in identifying the customer need, potential customer, and minimize their risk. First of all, customer need. Secondly, potential customer. And thirdly, you are going to minimize the risk. That is definitely risk is for a business is business failure. Develop a field research instrument is a critical process for collecting high quality data. Our research instrument is the tool you use to gather data. It would be questionnaire, an interview guide, an observation checklist, or on-site on-road field research. Here we are focusing on-site on-road field research and going to develop on-site on-road field research instrument. Fundamental planning, the why and what. Step 1. Define the precise research objective. Be hyper-specific. In fast-moving on-site content, where objective lead to useless data. Weak objective, understand driver behavior. Now, here you can say, agency want to check the reason for the traffic problems. Weak objective is understand driver behavior. Strong objective is to determine the frequency and the content of the safety violation. That can be speeding, illegal parking, not using indicators. At roundabout A, street B, intersection between 7 to 9 a.m. and 4 to 6 p.m. These are considered to be the peak hours. School time school from 6 and traffic flow up till 9, that covers school, university students, and the people who are going for job and businesses. And similarly, close time comes from 4 to 6. Step 2, choose your observation method. The time above timing you can select according to your research objective. Choose your observation method. Structured observation, you know exactly what you are looking for. You will use a checklist, tally sheet, or coding scheme best for the counting specific and the predefined behavior. Semi-structured observations, you have a framework of what to look for, but are open to noting unexpected event. Use a guide with both closed and open end sections. Unstructured, you are exploring or sitting to a understanding the contents before designing a structured tool, uses open-end field notes. For on-road research, structure or semi-structure is most common. Step 3, operationalize variable into observable behavior. Convert your abstract concept into concrete, measurable action. Concept, aggressive driving, observable behavior, rapid acceleration from a full stop, heartbreaking. Tacting, follow less than 2 cars length behind. Frequent and unnecessary use of horn, cutting off other vehicles. So these are the observable behavior or the behavior you observe for a driver. Instrument design, the how. The instrument must be physically practical. You might be standing, holding a clipboard, a table, tablet, or a phone. Select the format and the medium, paper and clipboard. Reliable, never run out of battery. Easy to make, quick, strict, hard to back up data. Tablet and smartphone with a form application like Google Form, Kobo, Toolbox, Survey, CTO, excellent for data entering, skip logic, and instant backup. Can be had to see in bright sunlight, risk of dead battery. Voice recording for capturing rich qualitative observations on the fly without looking away from the sense. Data must be transcribed later. Step 5, design the layout for the speedy and the clarity. The goal is transability. You should be able to mark a checkbox or make a tally without missing the next step. Key elements to introduce. Header section. For metadata about the observation section, observer name, date, start time, end time, location, GFC coordinate, specific intersection, weather condition, ambient condition, for example, rush hours, light traffic, construction zone. The core observation section designed for rapid coding using telemark that can be in lines, preferred for counting frequency. For example, you are counting the vehicle crossing. You can make different mark for vehicle, for motorbike, for rickshaw, for cycle. Use checkboxes and pre-coded category. Avoid writing full sentence. Use a time interval grid. Observe for 5 minutes. Record for 1 minute. Repeat. For noting spectral partner, for example, including the simple stretcher or map X mark, excuse me, where more joy walking occurs. Key elements to introduce. Poster section for qualitative notes. Always leave space for the journal note. Unusual observation. This is where you capture the rich content that your checkbox can't. Phase 3, example on-road traffic safety study. Research question is, how do pedestrian and cyclists behave influence traffic flow and the safety at newly designed intersection. Instrument semi-structured observation sheet paper based. Observation protocol, pedestrians and cyclist behavior. Key elements include poster section for qualitative note, always leave space for the general notes, unusual observation. This is where you capture the rich content that your checkbooks can't. Example, on-road traffic safety study. Research question, how do pedestrians and cyclists behave, influence traffic flow and the safety at newly designed intersection. Instrument semi-structured observation sheet paper-based. Observation protocol, pedestrian and cyclist behavior header, observer name, date, location, time, start, weather, traffic volume. Definitely at different times, the traffic volume will be different. So this will help you in for the in-depth analysis. For observation grid, 5 minutes interval. Mark a tally for each occurrence in 5 minutes. It's a format, time is given, the other observations are also given. Pedestrian jaywalks, cyclists run red light, vehicle G to pedestrians, never miss incident. Behavior consent contents check all that applied during this section. What factor influence the behavior account? Pedestrian signal malfunction. For example, walk sign too short. Now it is important that it helps you that people who are walking their sign is too short. It should be enhanced. High pedestrian volume causing spillover onto roads. Obstructed view, for example, parked trucks, college kids. Aggressive driver behavior observed, presence of traffic enforcement officer. Subtle notes, quick hit, a simple drawn box representing the interaction would be here with the note like jack walking most common from northwest to south east corner against the light. Cyclists gathering in white box but proceeding on red light. General notes and unexpected observation, the walk signal during seemed insufficient for elderly residents to cross fully. Several were still in the crosswalk when the car began to turn. A group of senseless pedestrians began crossing him as if during a don't walk signal, effectively creating their own green light and stopping traffic. So these are the unexpected observations which become in the result of your on-site, on-field research. Pre-testing and execution. Pilot test on site. This is a crucial. Go to a similar location and test your instrument. Can you hold it and use it easily while standing? Are you categorized clear? Did you see behavior that don't fit your code? Is there enough space to write note? How long does it take to fill out one interval? Adjust your timing accordingly. So this pilot study is very important in order to refine the instrument. Step 3, train the observer, including yourself. Ensure all the observers have a consistent understanding of what each behavior would mean. What exactly define a near map. Practice coding together to ensure integrators reliability that different observers would code the same event the same way. Finalize and deploy. Make final revision based on the pilot test. Ensure you have all necessary equipment, clipboard, multiple copies of the instrument, pen, timer, stopwatch, eye visibility, wet if on road, water, etc. Key consideration for on-road on-site research. First one comes that is safety first. Your safety and the safety of the others is the paramount. Do you put yourself in danger to collect data? Unobstructed observation, try to blend it, do not interact with or influence the people you are observing unless it's part of research design. The intercept survey, ethical compliance, are you recoding lessons plate or identifiable phase? What is your private policy for the public behavior is in most countries, observation is acceptable, but always check ethical guidelines. In data management, have a clear plan for how you will transfer data from paper sheet to a digital format at the end of each day. Here, one thing is very important that what you have done, it should be consolidated within the within same day. Otherwise, you may miss a significant part of your data observation because sometimes you have some things in your mind other than what you have recorded or you have written. So the things which are in mind when you are converting um, from your paperwork to digital, you may miss it. Thank you very much. See you again with the up